What's going on, everybody? Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Happy Monday. It's September 15th. Hope you had a great weekend. And in this video, we're going to review High Tide Q3 2025 earnings, and we'll take a look at the chart. There's a daily bullish continuation pattern that confirmed as well, and we could see much higher prices from here. But they did beat in terms of estimates. So we'll go over that, and then, like I said, we'll go over the price chart, the technicals, what to expect in terms of the price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. Make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, take the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. And full disclosure, I do own High Tide in my portfolio. So the article, this press release just dropped after hours today. They reported their Q3 2025 earnings. And it featured record revenue and adjusted EBITDA along with positive free cash flow and net income. We were up to about 470 after hours. We're hovering around 420. That seems to be a very popular number. In there was MSOS, I think it closed right at 420 on Friday, but it did lose that support and low of the day today. And we've been seeing Canadian LPs a little bit stronger. And we'll take a look at some of the highlights here. Same store sales were up 7.4% year over year, fastest growth rate in 2 years. We won't go through all of the details. I'm sure everybody can read, and you've probably already gone through it. We'll just go through some of the important parts here. So we did beat in terms of analyst estimates, a slight beat in terms of revenue, and then EPS came in very, very slight beat as well. But if we just go down here, revenue was a record $149.7 million. Gross profit, record of $40.1 million. Gross profit margin was 27%. EBITDA was a record $10.6 million. And the company generated $7.7 million of free cash flow. And let's just scroll down a little bit here. Income from operations was $3.7 million. And it was positive 0.01. Cash and cash equivalents at the end of the quarter totaled $63.8 million, up 81% year over year and 84% sequentially. So we'll scroll down. As you can see, they came in at 149 million, 149.69 million. And then, like I said, earnings per share positive 0.01 for EPS. All right, so we'll take a look at the chart here as well. I want to bring up the Canadian side here. So revenue was forecasted at 147.866 million. So again, slight beat there. And then we were expecting slightly in the negative for EPS, but we came in positive 0.01. So like I said, a slight beat there. I don't know why Moomoo is not factoring in the reverse split. So if you take a look at TradingView, you can see here, those are the US numbers. So we beat on both. But if you take a look, we actually did a reverse split on High Tide back in May of 2021. And it was 1 for 15. So if you're on Moomoo and you're wondering why that's the case, all you would do is it says the high of after hours was 0.313. So if you times that by 15, it's 4.695. So essentially we hit 470 after hours, and here we are sitting at 412, fizzling out a little bit here. Still up about 12% though after hours. TradingView says 418, says about 13.5% here at the moment. But if we zoom in here to the daily time frame, we knew that we were more than likely going to see a positive outcome from this. Not only did High Tide, like a positive reaction, I guess, to the earnings, and not only did High Tide close the day today as the leader. You can see here, like I said, U.S. names were a little bit weaker today. MSOS lost 420. It was down almost, about 1.6%, almost 2%. But High Tide, Tilray, and SNDL led the bull list today. And High Tide actually confirmed the daily bull flag right into the end of the day. So that was great to see and gave us confidence that we were more than likely going to see a positive reaction to this earnings report. And we had there was 4 bullish engulfing candles here. You can see we had a bearish engulfing, we had quite a bit of downside, bullish engulfing, and then 2 again here that transpired over the last week or so. And in order to confirm this daily bull flag, we needed to see a break of resistance, which was at 366. So we have our low, high, higher low, and you can see on this consolidation, we barely even lost the 0.236. So anything above the 0.382 fib was a potential daily bull flag. And it just goes to show you how bullish people were on this name and eager to buy the dip. We didn't even get down to the 0.382 fib, and then you just take your measured move there from the low to the high and you move it out, and you've got a measured move of $5.10 And then, like I said, after hours, we hit about 470. So in terms of percentages, from the after hours to the target, we're only about 8.5% away. So it's very possible that we even hit it in the next couple of days. It could happen tomorrow, but it could happen realistically over the next couple of days here, where we hit that target of $5.10. And we've seen a lot of our names recently have weekly bull flags, daily bull flags. It's been bull flags galore, really. And we have FOMC rate decision coming up on Wednesday. So in just a couple of days, this could send markets absolutely parabolic. If we get a rate cut, there's a lot of speculation that we could potentially see a 50 basis point cut. I think it's going to be 25, and they'll do a series of cuts, more than likely, 3 or so back to back of 25. I think that's the most likely scenario, but we're looking fantastic here at the moment on high tide. Very bullish continuation pattern and bull flag confirming here on the daily time frame, and we're actually confirming the second weekly bull flags. We had the bullish engulfing here on the weekly. Look at this. We had the bearish engulfing here. And if you entered when that candle closed, that would have saved you about 50% of downside. And then look at this bullish engulfing here. If you just entered on that one there, you would have seen upside of around 104%. But we had a weekly bull flag here. It confirmed. And now we're looking at a second weekly bull flag. So we would just go from, and I'll have to get rid of some of these drawings because those are on the daily time frame. So we'll just go from the low here, and we use this low right there to the high. So you can see same thing, held the 0.236, and if we go from the low to the high, move it out to our 0.32 fib on the weekly time frame, you're looking at a move up to roughly, like I said, 510. So it was a daily and weekly bull flag all happening simultaneously. So that gives you even more confidence that that's going to be the case. You don't see that too often, actually, but interesting nonetheless. So very, very bullish. And we also have the stochastic was close to seeing a bear cross, but we avoided it. And earnings reaction so far is going well. And like I said, trying to avoid that stochastic bear cross, which so far bulls are defending. On the weekly time frame as well, we just had the 50 and the 200 weekly moving average bull cross. That is super bullish, folks. When that happens on the daily, it's called a daily golden cross, which, speaking of the devil, we just had the golden cross occur the first week of September. So we have, what typically happens is you see these moving averages are lagging indicators, right? They track the price, so therefore they lag. And what typically happens on a golden cross is you'll see these moving average cross bullish. You'll see a consolidation period, so a bit of a sell the indicator news type event, and then because it's lagging, the price runs up. You see the bull cross and the golden cross, you consolidate, and then you go again. Another example of this was VFF. Take a look at VFF. We just had this happened a long time ago, actually. It was back in the second week of June. We can see here golden cross, sold off, confirmed it as new support, and then we went again, and then we got another massive move. So again, if we were to see something similar on high tide, which we are, we're seeing the consolidation period and we're breaking to a higher high. We could easily be back up around that $5 mark, in my opinion. They do have the conference call that's going to be taking place tomorrow morning. They weren't going to do it after hours. They're going to be doing it tomorrow. So it's going to be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday, tomorrow, September 16th, 2025. All right, let me know what you think of this report. Again, I try not to go through and read just everything that's in the report. Just trying to give you some of the highlights and my thoughts and opinions on the technicals, but nothing to be worried about here at the moment. Very, very bullish, and the rest of the sector is still extremely bullish. We could see an announcement and determination with regards to Schedule 3 really at any point as well, so that's just something that's continuing to hang over our heads. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Not holding my breath, but I do think that, after the FOMC rate decision, after we get the Clarity Act for crypto, which is the final piece of the puzzle to reward clear rules of the road and regulation there, I think they're going to pivot over to MJ policy, and that's going to be good for all of the sector, right? And we know that High Tide just closed their majority stake in Remexian, so that's going to be their inroad into the German market as well. So very bullish times ahead, folks. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, I'd appreciate a like, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.